Then place down 2 water buckets. This infinite water source will allow you to use 2 buckets to fill in all the water for this entire farm. Now, place water in each of these stair blocks. After placing all that water, all the water should flow right before entering that center kill chamber. Now, you guys can fill in and break your infinite water source. The next step is to come to one corner. Now, count out diagonally 1 block. Then, place down 3 blocks. Now, place a mycelium block on top. Then break these 3 blocks. Now, place 2 temporary blocks over here. Then place down a mycelium. Then break these 2 blocks. Now place down 2 blocks. Place down a mycelium. Then break these 2 blocks. Do that again. Then do that again. Finally, do that one more time. After you guys are done with that step, you should have 6 mycelium blocks aligned just like that. The next step is to come over to one of them. Then build out 15 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After building out 15 blocks, repeat that process for all of the other spots. After you guys are done creating those rows, then come over here and create a row this way. After creating that row, count out 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Then create another row over here. Then count out another 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. And create another row over here. You guys are going to want to repeat creating more rows until you get to the other side. After you guys are done placing all those rows, After you guys are done, placing all those rows, you should have a mycelium grid platform that looks something like this. This platform will be where mushrooms will spawn in this farm. The next step is to take some trapdoors. You guys can use any trapdoors you want. Now, place some trapdoors along the sides. By the way, the reason why we're placing these trapdoors is because mushrooms will see trapdoors as full blocks, so they'll walk right off of the mycelium grid platform whenever they spawn. After you're done placing all those side trapdoors, then come to one corner, then place down 2 trapdoors, then turn to the opposite direction and place down 2 trapdoors. Those trapdoors should be just like that. You guys are now going to want to repeat doing this for each of these other holes. Make sure that your trapdoors all face the same directions. After you're done placing trapdoors in your holes, your farm should be looking something like this. The next step is to come over to one corner. Now place down a torch. Then count 6 blocks forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And place a torch over here. Now count 3 blocks forward. 1, 2, 3. Now place a torch over here. Then count out 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And place a torch over here. After placing those torches, come over to this corner. Then count out 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And place a torch over here. Then align yourself with this other torch. Place a torch over here. Place one over here and one over here. Now count 3 blocks this way. 1, 2, 3. Place a torch over here. Here, align yourself with this torch row, place one over here, place one over here, and place one over here. Finally, count 6 blocks this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now place a torch over here, align with that row, one over here, and finally one over here. By placing all those torches, we will be able to get mushrooms to spawn both in the daytime and at nighttime. The next step is to come down here, then build out 31 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After building out 31 blocks, place a block over here, and block over here. Then build up 3 blocks on each of those sides. Now place a block at this spot, then place some slabs on top. This little spot over here will be the AFK spot of your farm. By making a roof over the AFK spot, we will be able to ensure that no phantoms spawn while we are waiting at the AFK spot. I am now going to show you all how to use this farm. To use it, come over to this AFK spot, then just wait. As you guys can see there, mushrooms will automatically get pushed into the kill chamber, then the drops will be collected by the hoppers and funneled into the double chest. When you guys want to collect the loot, all you have to do is come over here, and it'll be in this collections chest. As you guys can see there, within a few minutes, we're already able to get a bunch of leather and cooked beef. How this farm works is, mushrooms will spawn on the mycelium, then they will walk off because they see trapdoors as full blocks, then they'll get
app to chunk loader.
Hello and welcome back to another brand new Minecraft video with me, Foxy No-Tail, here on this world where I'm going to be talking to you about a brand new add-on or mod pack or whatever you want to call it for the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. And I'm here with my friend Chuck. But Chuck, something just seems a little bit so off with you. You're normally a lot more standy-uppy than you are right now. I've been at it again, guys. I've been at it again, and this time I've made something that I think I would find particularly useful, and I think a lot of you guys will as well. If you can't tell already, that isn't actually my second account. It's not my alt account, Chuck. It is an entity. It is nothing other than just a random mob in the world that looks like Chuck, and it's got some very, very interesting behaviors. Let me go over to this chest, and let me grab some emeralds, some diamonds, a bed, and some blocks of iron, and we'll see what this Chuck can do. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give him an emerald, and what that does...
शेतकऱ्याला सरडा म्हणाला,
रंग बदल रे, टोमॅटो पटापट लाल बनव रे.
बदलेन जर कोणी सरड्याची शपथ घेईल, कारण मला रंग बदलणं नाही येत.
हाच अस्सलपणा आणि नैसर्गिक लाल टोमॅटोंपासून बनतं किसान टोमॅटो केचप.
And what that does is that basically tames him. Imagine he was like a wolf. He's now tamed. He's now mine. I own him. So I'm the owner of Chuck, and as his owner, he will follow me around, which is very handy. Come on, Chuck. Over this way. Come on. Come on, don't dilly-dally. Don't dilly-dally. And if you do, you know, wander off too far, there we go. Look, perfect example. He will teleport to you. So he's got pathfinding skills, just like a dog, which is very handy. Come back over here, Chuck, because this is where we're doing the demonstration. So that's one thing he'll do. So you can have a little friend wandering about, but that's, you know, not very... Thanks, Chuck. Not very exciting, is it? The other things he can do are, if we give him another emerald, boop, there we go. He is now pocket-sized Chuck. I can take him away with me. I can put him in a chest. I can save him for another day. I can reduce the lag on the server just ever so slightly by putting him away in my pocket. But then if I click the floor, bing, there he is again. And he says, I won't sleep at night if you sit until you sit me down. Right, okay. So, next thing I do, give him an emerald again, make him my friend again. And this time what I'm going to do, instead of having him follow me, I just want him to sit there, and I want him to just stay, and I want to get on with my day, you know, without having to worry about him teleporting me. And I know what you're thinking, well, he's just a dog, he's just a retextured dog. No, there's more to it. Wait, hang on. So he'll sit down. Let's stand him up again for a second. Let's click on him with the bed.
Yeah.
And it says, I will sleep at night if you sit me down, which sounds pretty good. So let's sit him down then, and let's wait for the night time. Do it the cheaty way because I've turned daylight cycle off. And there we go, look. He's gone to sleep, and look at the sky. Look at it going round. He is one player sleeping for us. What? He's one player sleeping for us without a bed? Wait, let's check that again. Let's just turn it to nighttime again. Maybe it was... No, he's going to sleep. He is going to sleep, and the night is passing, and in the morning, there we go, he's woke up. Brilliant. So we've passed the night. Now, what if I don't want you to sleep?
Yeah.
Stand up, Chuck. There we go. The night isn't going past, but if I sit him down again, it'll carry on. Unless I click him with the bed again, and he says, I won't sleep at night if you slip me down. Now, if I sit him down at night, he's not going to go to sleep. He's not going to ruin the night, so I can have the nights if I need to go fight monsters, for instance, like those guys over there. So that's really useful. We've got one player sleep with an entity, so we don't even need to go to sleep in the game anymore. So we could be off doing things, and Chuck can sleep for us. Now, I can't click him with the bed while he's sat down. I have to stand him up again. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to tell him I want him to sleep. And now I'm going to go far away, and I'm going to go into creative mode to do that because I can't be bothered to walk. So I'm going to go far away, over here, miles and miles and miles away from Chuck. And I'm going to set it to night again, and we're going to see what happens. So this should be far enough away for him to be unloaded. So let's set it to night. And as you can see, the world is not spinning round. So let's go back to Chuck. like that. And now I come back to him, the knight will start spinning round. And you might think, well, that's a bit useless. Then as soon as he unloads, you're not going to pass the knight. Well, Chuck has another really, really useful function. Stay away from me, skeleton. He will, if we click him with the diamond, he will make a noise. I will load chunks with a radius of 2 chunks. Click him again. I will load chunks with a radius of 4 chunks. Click him again. I will... Oh, it's no I. Spelling mistake. We'll load chunks with a radius of 6 chunks. Basically, he's a chunk loader. He will load your chunks. He's a walking, talking, ticking area. If we sit him down and we do ticking area list, that'll show us all the ticking areas in our world. You'll see there is one 6-chunk ticking area exactly where Chuck is. If I stand him up and click him with that diamond again, and then do the ticking area command, you'll see there are no ticking areas. Click him with the diamond the first time, do it. He's now a 2-chunk ticking area. Click him with the diamond again. He's now a 4-chunk ticking area, and again, he's a 6-chunk ticking area. Now, that's the maximum you can get to. I would advise, if you're going to use this, and you're going to use it on the maximum, to expect a little bit of lag in your world, because a ticking area, if you don't already know, it's basically just something in the game that continues everything happening around it. So, well, we can demonstrate this. Let's pop a zombie right next to Chuck, and we're going to teleport away really quickly. So let me get the teleportation command ready. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this zombie down, I'm going to run the teleport command and go 100,000 blocks away from Chuck, and then see if he still sleeps the night away. So let's pop that zombie down, go a couple of nights, very long way away, set it to night, and we'll see. Even all the way over here, the night passes, those areas are being loaded, he's doing stuff for us, which is absolutely amazing. So we can go off mining, building, doing what we want, miles away from Chuck, and he's going to keep that area loaded and sleep through the night for us if we want him to. Let's go back to him, and we can also see that zombie has wandered off. In fact, it's oh, there it is, over there, look. So, yeah, mobs will still move about. Mobs won't spawn around him. You can't use this for a mob farm. Mobs won't spawn around him, but they will move around. Redstone will still tick. Farms will still work. Villages will still village. Crops will still grow. Basically, all of the things that you need to go AFK for, except for working at a mob farm, will work around Chuck while he's in that mode. Now, if you don't want that or it's lagging your world out, just click him until it says, I'm not loading chunks, and that won't happen anymore. Likewise, if you don't want the night to go away, click him until it says, I won't sleep at night if you sit me down. And there we go. That's it. Simple as that. So what's the iron blocks for? Well, what I haven't covered is how to get a Chuck into your world. Now, the easiest thing to do is run a command, which is function and then just run. And that will pop a Chuck down right where you are, the person that runs the function. And that will be an untamed Chuck. If we tame him with an emerald, and then we can pop him away, we can have a couple of Chucks in our inventory there ready for another day. The other way, if you don't want to use commands, if you haven't got cheats enabled, if you want to do this completely in survival, I've made it so you can get a Chuck, but it's quite difficult to do because we don't want them just spawning all over your world. So let's go up in the sky and build a platform. What I've done now is I have made a platform of iron blocks at the level 252 is where I'm standing. Anywhere above level 250 in the world, so very, very, very high up, you will get, there we go, look, a Chuck spawning. You'll only get one, but you will get a Chuck spawning. Now, if we click him with an emerald and make him our friend and then put him in our pocket, we will get another one spawning as well. So if you want more than one, you can get more than one. But the idea here is that we don't just want them spawning all over the world. They're a very, very powerful tool. Having too many of these in your world will probably lag it out with all of the ticking areas. So we don't want too many. So I've made it so you'll only get one, and you need to be in the center of this platform. Chuck will spawn within 3 to 8 blocks away from you. So your platform needs to be about 16 by 16 in order to spawn one. And the more iron blocks you've got, the quicker he will spawn. And there we go, we've got another Chuck there. So what happens if we do spam in a load of Chucks? Because technically the Minecraft Bedrock Edition can only have 10 ticking areas. Let's find out. But first, you're going in my pocket, mate. So I have gone and spammed in 10 Chucks. I've set them all to be chunk loaders as well. They are all ticking areas. If we use our list to check the ticking areas, you can see there are 10 there. I've counted them, but at the bottom it says 0 out of 10 ticking areas in use. So we can actually have as many ticking areas in our world as we want. So let's do it again with him. Give him a diamond and sit him down.
Okay.
Let's give it to one to him. Give him a diamond and sit him down.
Okay.
And one to you, give you a diamond and sit you down. So there we go. We've now got 13 ticking areas in our list, which is absolutely crazy. So this is very powerful. It could definitely cause some problems. If you've got it on multiplayer and people spam these everywhere, it could well lag out the world. So just be careful, because when he is in the ticking area mode, when he's had the diamond, even if he's standing up or sitting down, he's going to load the world. So he will load the world even when he's standing or sitting. So to turn it off, and I suggest you do when you're not using it, click it until it says I'm not loading chunks, and that will take away one of those ticking areas. So yeah, very, very powerful, hopefully very handy. And let's say you don't, get out of my way. Let's say you don't want him to look like Chuck Loader from my videos. What if you want him to look like someone else? Okay, so the file you're going to download is this chunk loader 1.0.0.mc add-on, and inside that there are two folders, chunk loader B, which is the behavior pack, and chunk loader R, which is the resource pack. If you turn that into a zip file like that, and then right click on it and extract all, you'll get these two folders. If you go inside the R folder and to textures and entity, you'll get this player skin file here, which has got fcl_chunkloader.png as the name. If you replace that with any other skin file and give it the same name, it should work. So let's try it. So what I'm doing now is I'm navigating to the actual world that I'm playing on in my single player worlds, and it's
Today's tutorial is going to be a very useful one for you. It's an incredibly easy to build and fast crop farm. These crop farms can do potatoes, carrots, wheat, and beetroot, which are great to use for many things, including villager trading. I'll show you two different versions which have different collection systems here. One that uses a hopper minecart that's set up down below, and another that uses an allay to gather the crops for you. To make building this farm easier, I have included the material list for both versions on your screen right now, and you can also download the world, structure files, and holoprint files through the link in the description below. If you enjoy these tutorials, help me break the YouTube algorithm by clicking the like button right now. It's down there, go click it, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started on the tutorial. Okay, so to get started out, we can do one of two things. You're either going to be doing the minecart collection method or the allay collection method. If you're doing the minecart collection method, you're going to start here. If you're going to do the allay collection method, you can skip this step. We're going to give ourselves some room down below. I'm going to go about 10 blocks above ground or something like that. And we are going to make a platform here. I do want to keep my center marked. That way I know where my center is. It's going to make things easier a little bit later. And we're going to make a platform that is 33 blocks wide by 33 blocks wide, meaning that from the center, we need to go 16 blocks out in each direction. And this is what you'll end up with, a 33 wide by 33 wide platform. We're going to take out this center block, but we want to keep the center marked. I'm actually just going to do one more block above because our next platform is going to go above here. Next, what I'm going to do is count 8 blocks over from one of the edges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we are going to power this entire row right here. You could do that by either just replacing the whole row with redstone blocks like I'm about to do, or you can put levers underneath every block on the row and that will power it as well, because we're going to be putting powered rails here. I did that on one side, I'm going to do it on the other side as well. And now we do want a minecart unloader for our collection system. I'm not going to go super fancy with this. I'm going to keep it simple. And if you guys want fancy, you can make it fancier. I'm just going to go 1 block down and 2 blocks over from one of the corners here. You want to make sure that you're doing it in, like, I guess, perpendicular to your redstone lines here. That way, when we run our tracks, the tracks are running the right way. I'm going to put a temporary block right here. And I'm going to face a hopper into that and a hopper into that. I could take that block out. I'm going to put a temporary block here. I'm going to put a block right there and a block right there. Take out the temporary block, put a temporary block here and a permanent block right there. And then what I could do is I could put a comparator here, a torch here, a block on top of that torch, and then a redstone dust right here. And this is just going to be our minecart automatic unloader. We're going to put 2 powered rails right here and a regular rail right here. And then we're going to put however many chests we want down here. I'm going to put a temporary one right there, put this here, and then however many chests you think that you want, go ahead and put them down, and then run hoppers down to all of them like so. And then now all you need to do is run all of your rails. You will go regular rails all the way to the point where you get to your powered rail area where your power is. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then run your regular rails all the way down, and then 1, 2, 3, and then run them down, loop them around this way, and then keep doing this and snake this rail system all the way until I think you'll end up at the opposite corner down there. All right, and then once you get to the end, go ahead and put a block right there, put a powered rail right here, and you can just power this block whatever way you want to. It's just going to stay powered permanently. And now when we have a hopper minecart going through, it should be able to very easily and freely travel all the way through the farm area, and it will go all the way up and down, and then whatever stuff it has, it will drop off right here. Now your next step, regardless of what collection method that you're using, this is what you're going to do. You're going to get yourself some dirt, and you are going to put dirt blocks, either, if you have the rails, above all of the rails, and then you're going to border it with whatever block you want to. Or if you don't have this segment yet, so you don't even have a platform yet, you're going to go from the center spot right here, and you're going to count out 17 blocks in each direction. Let me show you what your final platform will look like. Okay, so now I have both versions of the farm sitting here. That way you guys can more easily keep up. Now, if you're going to use the minecart version, you don't need anything here in the middle. You don't even need to mark the middle anymore. You can put dirt there as well. If you're going to be doing the allay collection version, this is what you need to do. You need to come to your center point. You need to count out 1, 2, 3 blocks each way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, like this. And go ahead and make yourself this border. Go ahead and knock out all of these middle blocks and set yourself a little floor right here below. Knock out the middle, and then underneath here, place a temporary block here and place a chest right here, and get your double chests set up for your collection system or whatever you're going to be doing for collection. Place a temporary block right here on top of this chest so you can face this hopper forward, face hoppers into the back of all this right here, and then go back topside, place a hopper right here in the middle, and put a bucket of water right here on each side like so. And we probably want to keep our villager out of here, so you can surround this with fences or with a double wide wall, whatever you think you want to do. Okay, now to tell our allay in the allay collection version of this farm to bring everything here, we want to start out with a temporary block right here. We want to place a temporary block on top of this as well. Face one observer down looking into that, and then get underneath here and then face another observer looking up. If you can't quite get it, like I can't here, you might have to temporarily take out a block there, face the observer up, and then place that block back down. Now we want to place a either bone block or gold block here just to make our note block that we're going to use a little bit quieter. And when we place that down, you're going to see that it is going off. That's what the gold block sounds like. And here's what the bone block sounds like. Probably like that one a little bit better. And then if you find that extra annoying, you can go into settings, go to audio, go down to jukebox/note blocks, and bring that volume level down to whatever you think is acceptable. Now we do want to keep our allay from throwing items on top of here, because then those items will be stuck. So we're actually going to take trap doors, and we're going to put a trap door on each side of the note block here, and then we're going to go up another 1, 2, 3 on each side. Close all those down. And then you could put something on the top too if you want to. Now the allay won't go higher than about right here to throw the item down, and those items, they'll just fall in here and they'll get sucked into the middle, which will be awesome. Now on your minecart collection system version, go ahead and ahead and take a lever, put it on the block that the redstone torch sits on, and then just flip that lever. That'll keep this system turned off. You can put your minecart down and leave it, and then whenever you're ready for the system to run and you want that minecart moving, you can just flip that lever on or off, and that will allow the system to be on or off for the collection. Next thing on either farm that you're going to want to do is set up your water sources. This is going to be super easy. Go to any corner of your farm and count in diagonally 1, 2, 3, 4. And on that 5th block, go ahead and knock that block out and put a stair down. Now, from here, you're going to want to count up 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that 9th block, knock that out, put a stair. Do that in the other direction too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th block, put a stair, and then put a stair block where those two areas intersect. So we're gonna put one right here. Now we're gonna do that same thing from all 4 corners. And in doing that, you should have a grid laid out exactly like this. Go ahead and put water in all of these. This is your way of hydrating your farmland, so all of your crops are going to be able to grow. The next thing you're going to have to do, and have to do well, is figure out lighting in your farm. Now, I have a super good, hidden, easy solution for our farmland that's going to include the allay collection system. But you can use what I'm going to do right here on either side. So above every single one of these water sources, go ahead and count up 1, 2, 3. And that 3rd block needs to be a light. That light can be any light that emits like the highest light level 15. So if you have something like stream lights or sea lanterns or something like that, you could put those at that level. Or if you don't have those things, you could just simply do 2 blocks and a torch like that. But here's the thing, on one of these 2 blocks that kind of sit in the middle, this is a even number, so there's not really necessarily a middle block. You're gonna have to have a light source here as well, because you need to make sure that your farmland has enough light to actually grow the crops. If you don't do this, you're going to find that some areas of crops will not grow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay out the grid of lights that you're going to need up here. Okay, so when it comes to lighting, ultimately, again, the main thing is to make sure that you just have enough of it. And the further away the lights are, the more dense you have to place them. So you can kind of see the grid-like pattern that I used here. And then I have another example for this one over here. This way you're able to do, because you don't have the rail tracks, but I literally just hid them right underneath. It's a very similar grid pattern. I actually just made it more simple. It's like every 4th block, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, every 4th block in each direction. Just a perfect grid all the way through. So once you get to this point, the next thing you're going to want to do, and you're going to want to do this before you bring a villager in, is you're going to want to till all of the land and plant all of your crop type. And as far as the crops are concerned, I think I've said this earlier, I'm going to say it again. You could put any of the 4 types of crops in here. So potatoes, carrots, wheat, or beetroot. There's going to be something special you have to do with the villagers for the wheat and the beetroot, but not for the carrot and potato. And whichever one you do, you only want that villager to have access to 1 crop. You don't want to do a row of potatoes and a row of carrots, because the villager's not going to keep up with that. He's just going to pick and plant whatever he wants, and eventually his inventory will fill with one of the 2 only, and then you'll just be left with just that 1 crop anyways. So you'll want to make sure you divide them. I'll show you how to do a divider here in just a little bit. But as for now, go ahead, till all the land, and then plant all of the crop type that you want to do. And I'm going to give you guys an example of one of each, a wheat, beetroot, and then a carrot or potato. Okay, so for either one of these, you're going to follow most of these steps. But let me give you the step if you do wheat or beetroot first. Before you bring this villager over to this area, you're going to want to do something. You're gonna have that villager already be a farmer. There we go. So we have our farmer villager. Come on. There we go. And I do need to give him enough seeds to fill his inventory, enough of the seeds that we're using, because if he empties out even 1 slot of his inventory, he will start filling it with wheat or beetroot, and eventually he will fill his whole inventory up, and then he will not be able to like hold any more seeds. So that's the main thing. It needs to be an empty villager. I have an empty villager breeder. Feel free to check it out. and he needs to have the seeds fill his whole inventory, which is 8 stacks. So I'm going to give him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see, he has picked up all those. If I were to give him a 9th, you see, he will not pick that up. And then also, you need to trade, and this will be with either side, both sides. You need to trade with your villager one time to lock them in to being a farmer. So, super simple. I'm just going to go here. I'm going to trade with them once, and then that's it. We're all good. And then second, they don't need access to a bed, and they do not need access to their composter either. But there does need to be a bed nearby, and the bed has to be vertically within like 2 blocks of the villager. So on this one right here, they're probably going to have access to their bed unless you block it off somewhere. They just have to be close enough to it to detect it. So like I could just put a bed like right here and wall it off, would be perfectly fine. Because I don't need the villager to sleep. In fact, I would prefer him to not even want to stay close to his bed. Probably to the point where I would like the villager to stay center of farm as much as possible. I might go as far as saying what you want to do is have the bed like in here. And just like block it off so he can't sleep in it. We're gonna waste a few spots here, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. There, perfect. Oh, and this bed over here for the one that has like the allay system, you can actually hide that one underground because we have the extra room down here. I can just come over here to the side, like right here, and just plop a bed right here, and we're good to go. So there we go. This villager, he's stuck over here with that bed, and then we'll have a villager over here that there's going to be a bed close by for him to be linked to. Again, we do need to take this guy, make him a farmer really quick, and then once he's a farmer, I might need to place a second one because of that villager over there. There we go. Once he's a farmer, go ahead and trade with him once, and then the profession block is no longer needed. So this side over here, if you're using the rail system, you're actually done. This side over here, we need one more thing. We need an allay. And if we're going to have an allay, it needs to be trapped in here because allay like to run away. They like to go off to where they're not supposed to go. So I'm just going to build an enclosure. All right, so on the allay side, and you see I do have it mostly blocked off. Looks like it would be able to escape right here. So I'm going to just close that off on all 4 sides. We should be good here now. So you're going to want to find and bring an allay in. I have a guide video about that if you don't know how. You're going to want to give it a piece of wheat or a piece of beetroot, whichever one that you're growing. Now, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to speed up the game artificially here. And then you're going to see these crops start to grow. And what's going to happen is those villagers will start picking the crops. This guy's inventory is full, so he actually won't even be able to pick up anything. His inventory is full. So what's going to happen is all those things are just going to sit on the ground and be stuck there. Here, let's go ahead and turn this back down now. And then the villagers will start picking, if you don't know how. One more thing, we need an allay. And if we're going to have an allay, it needs to be trapped in here because allay like to run away. They like to go off to where they're not supposed to go. So I'm just going to build an enclosure. All right, so on the allay side, and you see I do have it mostly blocked off. Looks like it would be able to escape right here. So I'm going to just close that off on all 4 sides. We should be good here now. So you're going to want to find and bring an allay in. I have a guide video about that if you don't know how. You're going to want to give it a piece of wheat or a piece of beetroot, whichever one that you're growing. Now, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to speed up the game artificially here. And then you're going to see these crops start to grow. And what's going to happen is those villagers will start picking the crops. This guy's inventory is full, so he actually won't even be able to pick up anything. His inventory is full. So what's going to happen is all those things are just going to sit on the ground and be stuck there. Here, let's go ahead and turn this back down now. And then the allay is going to run around and pick up the seeds or pick up the wheat. And the seeds, they're just going to sit there and eventually despawn. Although the villager will be picking up the seeds to replace the ones that he's using to replant. So that's the cycle. This Alay is just going to run around and pick up the wheat left on the ground by this villager who can no longer pick up wheat because his inventory is completely full. On this side right here, what's going to happen is this villager is going to pick potatoes, and it's actually going to pick all of the potatoes up into his inventory until he fills his inventory up. Of course, you can speed up this process by just giving him a bunch of potatoes if you have extra. But in this case, he'll fill up his inventory on his own. It's fine. It doesn't matter. He's going to keep going until his inventory is completely full. And then what'll happen is our hopper minecart here, this thing will just continue to go around and it will pick up all the potatoes that this villager's leaving on the ground. I will even speed this process up for you really quick. There we go. His inventory is now full. So what's going to happen is he will pick up enough potatoes to replace whatever he plants, whatever he gets rid of to plant. But that's it. The rest, they're going to sit on the ground. And then this hopper minecart right here that's going around will pick all those potatoes up. And then when it makes its way back here, it will drop them all off and it will stay here in the spot until they are all in the chest. All right, and here we go. Here comes our cart full of potatoes.
Potatoes.
And it did not want to stop. Sometimes it does skip. I don't know what exactly causes that to happen, but most of the time it will stay in here. And as you can see, it is being unloaded into the chest. And then what will happen is once it's finished unloading, it will then go back on its way. Same thing over here. Our Alay and our villager have been very hard at work, and we have lots of wheat coming through already. So these two farms, they're just going to infinitely produce for you. Now, the villagers will not work at nighttime. Keep that in mind. But otherwise, these guys will always be working and always be getting you all of your crops that you need. I told you I would show you what a divided farm looks like. Let me just do that really quick. And here we go. Super simple. I just put a wall down the middle. I have a villager on the other side. We have carrots over here, potatoes over there. Everything else is the same. That's it. You could divide this up another way if you wanted to. I could have 4, and I could have potatoes on one, carrots on another, and beetroot on one, and wheat on another. Like, I could have 4 of them. It's going to be the same either way, no matter what. And just make it so this guy can't get to this side, and this guy can't get to this side, and they can't throw anything to each other. Those are the important bits. Beyond that, you could do this other farm the exact same way. Only difference being you're going to need one Alay for each type of crop that needs to be picked up. So you would have an Alay for potato, an Alay for carrot, an Alay for wheat, an Alay for... Today's tutorial is going
तो पिछले एक हफ्ते से तो पिछले एक हफ्ते से स्कॉटलैंड की गलियों में ना है किसी को चैन, क्योंकि वहां पर शूट हो रही है स्पाइडरमैन। थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू। जो तालियां बज रही है मैं प्रैक्टिकली उनको सुन सकता हूं। लेकिन सवाल ये पैदा होता है कि जो इमेजेस हमको दिखाई जा रही है, मतलब जो बिहाइंड द सीन्स वीडियोस आ रहे हैं स्पाइडरमैन ब्रांड न्यू डे की शूटिंग के, इसमें कितनी सच्चाई है? एक एक करके बात करते हैं, स्टार्टिंग ऑफ विद अ क्वाइट प्लेस पार्ट 3। मतलब अगर आप लोगों ने पहले के 2 देखे हैं तो तीसरा भी अनाउंस हो चुका है, लेकिन अपने घोड़े दौड़ाने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि पिक्चर आने में अभी बहुत टाइम है। मूवी रिलीज होगी 9 जुलाई 2027। 27 बोला मैंने तब। और कितनी प्लेस को क्वाइट करोगे भाई? फिर इसके बाद स्ट्रेंजर थिंग्स सीजन 5 के पहले 2 एपिसोड्स की एडिटिंग कंप्लीट हो गई है। हाँ, अगर तुम लोग सोच रहे थे कि नहीं उन लोगों ने तो अभी से अपलोड मार के शेड्यूल कर दिए होंगे, तो जी नहीं, अभी एडिटिंग कंप्लीट हुई है, वो भी पहले 2 एपिसोड्स की, जिसमें पहले एपिसोड का नाम है द क्रॉल। एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू डफर ब्रदर्स में से एक भाई कि ये अभी तक का उनका सबसे बेस्ट सीजन ओपनर है आफ्टर सीजन 1, विच इज एक्चुअली सेइंग समथिंग। क्योंकि देखो एक्साइटमेंट तो पता ही है गगनचुंबी हो रखा है, लेकिन इसके बाद वाले एपिसोड का नाम है वैनिशिंग ऑफ, कुछ आगे है नाम लेकिन वो हमको ब्लर कर दिया गया तो दिखाया नहीं गया, सो वी डोंट नो व्हाट इट इज अबाउट। हो सकता है कि मैंने पहले किसी रोस्टवर्स में कवर कर लिया हो, लेकिन अभी मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा है। तो ये बता रहे हैं कि इन लोगों ने पहले 2 एपिसोड्स कंप्लीट कर लिए, एडिट कर लिए हैं, लेकिन हम जानना चाहते हैं कि बाकियों का क्या। टाइम पे रिलीज कर देना, बस डिले नहीं चाहिए हमको। GTA 6 भी डिले हो चुका है अब तो। फिर लियाम नीसन, जिनकी रिसेंटली नेकेड गन मूवी का रीमेक रिलीज हुआ और उसको लोगों ने काफी पसंद किया, मतलब उसके काफी बढ़िया रेटिंग्स चल रही है। अपने यहाँ तो लगती नहीं है, वेपन्स लग जाए बहुत बड़ी बात हो जाएगी। लेकिन पॉइंट ये है कि उनका कहना पड़ता है, देखो मैंने बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ काम किया है एंड आई कैन नॉट फैथम, मतलब वो इस चीज को डाइजेस्ट नहीं कर पाते कि कुछ एक्टर्स जो कि बहुत ज्यादा गिफ्टेड है वो अपने सेट पे 4, 5, 6 घंटे लेट पहुंच रहे हैं। उनका कहना पड़ता है कि फिल्मिंग क्रू के 60-70 लोग बस आप ही की राह देख रहे हैं और उसमें भी आप इतना लेट आ रहे हो, तो ये चीज नहीं करनी चाहिए। गोविंदा के साथ काम किया है क्या इन्होंने? नहीं, फिर किसकी बात हो रही है? फिर तिमोथी शालामे की बात चल रही है जेम्स मैंगोल्ड के साथ अगली मूवी पे काम करने की, और नहीं, ये डीसी की स्वैम्प थिंग मूवी नहीं होने वाली है। अपेरेंटली जेम्स मैंगोल्ड इज वर्किंग ऑन समथिंग कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट। इस मूवी का नाम होगा हाई साइड, जो एक ऐसे मोटो जीपी रेसर की कहानी बताएगी जिसका एक एक्सीडेंट के बाद करियर ऑलमोस्ट खत्म ही हो जाता है और वो रेसिंग में जाए उससे पहले उसका भाई उसको रिक्रूट कर लेता है कुछ बैंक रॉबरीज वगैरह करने के लिए बाइकों के ऊपर। मैंगोल्ड साहब, आपको पिक्चर बनानी ही थी तो क्रेडिट तो दे देते कम से कम। हमारे यहाँ कई सालों पहले बन चुकी है, 1 नहीं 3 धूम। और चलो क्रेडिट नहीं देना तो वो वाला बैकग्राउंड बजा देते एक बार, तो मतलब मजा ही आ जाता है यार। और पता है कुछ बताऊंगा, तुम यकीन नहीं, चलो यकीन तो मान ही लोगे। तो क्या हुआ कि डिज्नी वाले एक्चुअली जब मोआना का रीमेक कर रहे हैं ना, वो लाइव एक्शन वाला पूरा, तो उसके लिए उन्होंने पहले ड्वेन द रॉक जॉनसन को सजेस्ट किया था कि हम लोग डीप फेक टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करके किसी और की बॉडी के ऊपर आपका फेस लगा देंगे तो आपको चलेगा। रॉक भाई मान भी गए, भाई ये बंदा किसी भी चीज के लिए तैयार हो जाएगा, बस पैसा फेंको तमाशा देखो। बिल्कुल भी हैरान मत होना अगर तुम्हें विमल इलायची के अगले ब्रांड एम्बेसडर यही मिले तो। फिर ये सुनने में आ रहा है कि जोलो मार्दवाना, जो कि हमारे डीसी के ब्लू बीटल बन चुके हैं और कोबरा काय में तो हर कोई जानता ही होगा इस बंदे को, तो ये ऐसा बोला जा रहा है कि ऑलरेडी कास्ट करे जा चुके हैं, मतलब कास्ट होने के लिए रूमर्ड नहीं है, ऑलरेडी कास्ट करे जा चुके हैं नोवा के रोल में। सैम अलेक्जेंडर वाला जो नोवा है वो एमसीयू में दिखेंगे। मुझे इस बात की प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑनेस्टली बहुत कम नजर आती है, क्योंकि अगर एक एक्टर डीसीयू का इतना प्रोमिनेंट सुपर हीरो है तो फिर उसको मार्वल में एक बड़े सुपर हीरो का रोल देना डजंट मेक सेंस। बट खबर बताना मेरा काम है, बाकी आप देख लेना। फिर उड़ते उड़ते ये भी खबर सुनने को मिली कि आयरन फिस्ट के ऊपर एक डेडिकेटेड मूवी बनने वाली थी, जब तक मार्वल एंटरटेनमेंट ने उसको टेक ओवर नहीं किया था। लेकिन उस टेक ओवर के बाद इनके प्लान्स चेंज हो गए, और अगर आप नोटिस करोगे तो ये भी कहा गया कि व्हाट इफ में जितने भी कैरेक्टर्स तुमको लेने ले सकते हो, लेकिन आयरन फिस्ट को कोई टच नहीं करेगा। एंड दैट इज द रीजन हमने व्हाट इफ में मून नाइट, ब्लेड तक देख लिया भाई, मून नाइट और ब्लेड का भी कॉम्बिनेशन देख लिया, लेकिन आयरन फिस्ट इज नोवेयर टू बी सीन। वेयरएज अभी जो आइज ऑफ वकांडा रिलीज हुआ है उसमें आयरन फिस्ट लिया गया है, ऑल्दो डैनी रैंड नहीं है, लेकिन हमको पता है कि आयरन फिस्ट जो है वो एक मैंटल है। मतलब जैसे थ्रू आउट टाइम कई सारे गोस्ट राइडर्स, कई सारे नोवाज है ना, तो वैसे ही कई सारे आयरन फिस्ट भी है। तो हो सकता है कि मार्वल का आयरन फिस्ट वाला वर्जन कुछ और ही हो, मतलब कोई और कैरेक्टर हो। तो बेन एफ्लेक का ये कहना पड़ता है कि हालांकि उनको बैट सूट पसंद था, बट ही हेटेड वेयरिंग इट, क्योंकि उसको पहनने के बाद ही वो सुपर स्वेटी एंड आउट ऑफ ब्रेथ। बेन भाई, एक और चीज है जिसको करने के बाद आप सुपर स्वेटी एंड आउट ऑफ ब्रेथ हो जाते हो। डू यू हेट इट एज वेल? फिर डीसी की तरफ से ये खबर सुनने को मिल रही है कि वो लोग काफी एक्टिवली वंडर वुमन मूवी के ऊपर काम करना चाहते हैं। मतलब अगर सूत्रों की मानी जाए तो ये अगले 30 से 35 महीने मतलब 2-3 साल में हमें देखने को भी मिल जाएगी। और इसके लिए उनके प्लान्स बड़े सिंपल से हैं। वो लोग एक ऐसी वंडर वुमन को कास्ट करना चाहते हैं जो सीरीज ओरिएंटेड हो। मतलब अभी तक लोगों ने उसको सीरीज में देखा हो, कुछ मिली एल्कॉक की सुपरगर्ल की तरह, और फिर उसके बाद वो लोग इसको यहाँ पे ले ले ताकि बहुत ज्यादा पैसा ना देना पड़े और काफी यंग भी हो। मतलब कुछ डेविड कॉन्सर्ट जैसा, जिसने 750,000 में पूरी की पूरी सुपरमैन मूवी कर दी और उसके बाद एजेंट फीस और टैक्सेस वगैरह काट के उसको 3-3.5 लाख रुपए मिले होंगे। तो असली स्पाइडरमैन तो ये है। प्लस जो लोग सोच रहे हैं कि सुपरमैन मूवी ने इतना कलेक्शन कर लिया, 600 मिलियन कमा लिए हैं, उसके भी ऊपर जा रही है, तो मैं तुमको ये भी बता देता हूं कि ये सिर्फ मूवी के कलेक्शंस है। सुपरमैन की मर्च सेल्स आर थ्रू द रूफ। इतनी ऐसा बोला जा रहा है कि बैटमैन वर्सेस सुपरमैन के टाइम पे भी नहीं गई थी, विच मेक्स इट इवन मोर प्रॉफिटेबल। तो बढ़िया है, अच्छी, मोर मूवीज फॉर अस। मैं क्यों खुश नहीं होऊंगा। तो ये सुनने को मिल रहा है कि मार्वल की जो एक्समैन मूवी है उसकी कास्टिंग को थोड़ा सा स्लो डाउन कर दिया गया है। फिलहाल के लिए मार्वल ओनली वांट्स टू फोकस ऑन एवेंजर्स और उनकी पूरी जो मल्टीवर्सल सागा है उसको रैप अप कैसे करना है। उन्होंने सारी जिम्मेदारी रूसोस के ऊपर सौंप दी है, बट स्टिल दे वांट टू डिलीवर द क्वालिटी दैट दे ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू। और इसी वजह से तुमको एक्समैन मूवी की जो अपडेट्स एकदम से सुनने को मिल रही थी ना कि ये डायरेक्टर आ गया है, स्क्रिप्ट पे काम हो रहा है, कास्टिंग कभी भी सुनने को मिल सकती है, तो वो थोड़ी सी डिम डाउन हो चुकी है क्योंकि ये लोग थोड़ा सा उसको बैक बर्नर पे डाल रहे हैं। फिलहाल सीक्रेट वॉर्स के बाद एक्समैन शेड्यूल्ड है और मुझे लगता है कि सीक्रेट वॉर्स के बाद आने वाली पहली मूवी भी वही होगी, लेकिन अभी थोड़ा सा स्लो डाउन। फिर जेम्स गन ने जो इतने शान और शौकत से अपने गॉड्स एंड मॉन्स्टर्स चैप्टर 1 अनाउंस किया था और उसमें अथॉरिटी मूवी को बड़ा बढ़ा चढ़ा के बता रहे थे, तो वो ऑलमोस्ट डेड है। इसका रीजन ये है कि जब जेम्स गन ने इसको अनाउंस किया था तो वो बॉयज को एक मुंह तोड़ जवाब देने के लिए कर रहे थे, एंड अब बॉयज का सीजन भी खत्म हो रहा है, येट दे डू नॉट हैव अ राइटर एंड अ डायरेक्टर फॉर अथॉरिटी। प्लस सुपरमैन मूवी भी इंजीनियर के अलावा अथॉरिटी को बहुत ज्यादा सेटअप नहीं देती, बहुत ज्यादा बैकग्राउंड नहीं देती, एंड आई फील कि ये एक रीजन की वजह से है बिकॉज उन लोगों ने अथॉरिटी को काफी पीछे कर दिया। मतलब ऑलमोस्ट रेडी मान लो। जेम्स गन इस बात को कई बार खुद भी बोल चुके हैं कि अभी उनके कोई प्लान्स नहीं है अथॉरिटी को लेके। फिर जेम्स गन का ये कहना पड़ता है कि जो उनका डीसीयू है वो एमसीयू की तरह नहीं है, बल्कि कुछ गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स की तरह। इस पे मैं हंसूं या रो मुझे खुद भी नहीं पता। मतलब जिस तरह से गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स खत्म हुआ, आई होप डीसीयू उस रास्ते पे ना जाए। लॉर्ड ऑफ द रिंग्स बोल देते ना यार, लॉर्ड ऑफ द रिंग्स भी तो अच्छा है। फिर स्पाइडरमैन ब्रांड न्यू डे की शूटिंग बड़े जोरों शोरों से चल रही है। बिहाइंड द सीन्स की इमेजेस हमको पोस्ट में आए चली जा रही हैं, लेकिन अगर आप नोटिस करो तो ये एक सीन से ज्यादा नहीं है। आई मीन प्रैक्टिकली दे आर जस्ट शूटिंग वन सीक्वेंस जहां पर हम लोग स्पाइडरमैन को न्यूयॉर्क की सड़कों में झूलता हुआ देख सकते हैं। ये न्यूयॉर्क की सड़कें नहीं, ग्लासगो की है, मतलब पिक्चर में तो न्यूयॉर्क ही होगा ना, तो वहां सड़कों पे हम इसको झूलता हुआ देख सकते हैं। क्लियरली किसी बड़े थ्रेट का सामना कर रहा है, जो कि मिस्टर नेगेटिव के इनर डीमंस हो सकते हैं, वो टैंक्स हो सकते हैं, हो सकता है इस सीन में हल्क भी हो, बिकॉज हमको पता है कि मूवी में हल्क होने वाला है। लेकिन आज इन लोगों ने झूलने वाले सीन्स फिल्म किए, मतलब जहां पर स्पाइडरमैन को झूलते हुए देखा जा रहा है। ऑफ कोर्स ये टॉम हॉलैंड ने उनके स्टंट गाए थे, लेकिन ये सुनने को मिल रहा है कि शायद ब्रांड न्यू डे में पीटर को एक नया मेंटोर मिल सकता है। आई एम नॉट किडिंग। ऐसा बोला जा रहा है कि भले इस मूवी में हमको सैवेज हल्क देखने को मिले, लेकिन ब्रूस बैनर और पीटर की रिलेशनशिप डेवलप होते हुए दिखाई जाएगी, जैसे कुछ टोनी स्टार्क के साथ में थी। भाई थोड़ा आई होप दे डोंट डू दिस। आई सीरियसली होप पीटर पार्कर इज ऑन हिज ओन नाउ। अकेला, गरीब, डिप्रेस्ड, खुश था मैं। फिर ये बोला जा रहा है कि झंडाया जो है उनका बहुत लंबा रोल नहीं होने वाला है। वो मूवी में बहुत छोटी अपीयरेंस देंगी, लेकिन उनका रोल काफी इंपॉर्टेंट होगा, काफी की रोल होगा। वही ड्यून 3 में भी ऐसे ही होने वाला है इनके साथ। फिर पनिशर के भी कुछ बिहाइंड द सीन्स देखने को मिले। मतलब पनिशर अपने नए सूट में दिखाया जा रहा है, बट ये एक्चुअली स्पाइडरमैन ब्रांड न्यू डे की फिल्मिंग नहीं है। दो अलग अलग जगह पे दो अलग अलग चीजों की फिल्मिंग हो रही है। एक स्कॉटलैंड में स्पाइडरमैन की, दूसरी पनिशर का जो स्पेशल मैंने बताया था ना उसकी। तो उसके लिए जॉन बर्नथाल का ये वाला लुक है जो उन्होंने खुद ही पोस्ट किया। बट ये भी कहा जा रहा है कि जब ये स्पाइडरमैन में अपीयर होगा तो इसके पास और भी ज्यादा एडवांस टूल्स, टेक्नोलॉजी और बड़े बड़े वेपन्स होंगे। भाई यार वो वॉर मशीन वाला सूट दे देते तो मजा ही आ जाता। फिर स्पाइडरमैन की जहां पर फिल्मिंग चल रही है ना, तो उसके सेट्स पे कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है जो पता नहीं है भी कि लोगों ने बस खुद ही मान लिया है। बेसिकली हुआ क्या है कि सड़कों पे हर कहीं पे 311 नंबर स्पॉट किया गया। अब अगर इसको कॉमिक बुक के रेफरेंस से लिया जाए ना, तो ये स्पाइडरमैन द रिटर्न ऑफ ए मैन कॉल्ड मिस्टीरियो नाम की कॉमिक बुक है। भाई ये लोग बोल रहे हैं, मैं बस खबर दे रहा हूं यार, अगर मिस्टीरियो आ भी जाता है तो आई विल नॉट कंप्लेन। लेकिन अगर ये सच है तो मार्वल वाला हमारा बहुत गंदा काट रहे हैं, और अगर ये झूठ है तो भी मार्वल वाले हमारा बहुत गंदा काट रहे हैं। फिर माइकल मैंडो जो कि स्पाइडरमैन ब्रांड न्यू डे में स्कॉर्पियन का रोल प्ले करेंगे, मतलब मैक गार्गन का रोल प्ले करेंगे, उन्होंने इस बात को खुद ही कंफर्म कर दिया है। उन्होंने अपने इंस्टाग्राम पे कुछ फोटो शेयर करी जिससे प्रीटी मच ये कंफर्म हो जाता है कि स्कॉर्पियन तो दिखेगा, प्लस वो अपने कॉमिक बुक एक्यूरेट सूट पे देखने को मिलेगा। और उन्होंने बार बार स्टिंग वगैरह टैग किया हुआ है। एक फोटो डाली जिसमें वेनम था उनके साथ में, तो पीपल स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग कि भाई वेनम आएगा। वेनम भाई कहीं नहीं आ रहा। वेनम सबसे पहले स्पाइडरमैन के पास आएगा, उसके बाद जाकर के स्कॉर्पियन मॉर्पियन जो भी है इन पे चढ़ेगा। चढ़ता है ना वो, क्या क्या हो गया। फिर एक चीज है जिसने, ऑनेस्टली बता रहा हूं, इसने मुझे काफी एक्साइट किया। तो स्पाइडरमैन ब्रांड न्यू डे के बारे में ये कहा जा रहा है कि ये मूवी जो उसकी होम ट्रिलॉजी थी उससे थोड़ी डार्क होगी, लेकिन उससे भी ज्यादा ये क्रेवन द लास्ट हंट जो कॉमिक बुक है उसको फॉलो कर सकती है। तुम लोगों ने अगर कॉमिक बुक पढ़ी है तो यू माइट बी नोइंग कि वो कितनी डार्क है। आई होप उतना डार्क जाए, बट उसके लिए एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज की जरूरत है, क्रेवन की। मतलब क्वाइट लिटरली नाम है उसका, क्रेवन द लास्ट हंट। तो वो बिना चावल के बिरयानी बनाते हो क्या तुम? और एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज और भी स्पॉट करी गई, जो तुम लोग को याद होगा 9 सेकंड का स्पाइडरमैन का जो अनाउंसमेंट टीजर था, उसमें थोड़ा बहुत सूट दिखाया गया था। फिर इसके बाद जब टॉम हॉलैंड उस सूट को पहन के आए तो ऑफिशियली सूट रिवील भी हो गया। लेकिन ना ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि इन दोनों सूट्स में एक डिफरेंस है। जो स्पाइडर के पैर हैं वो उसकी वेबिंग के साथ अलाइन नहीं हो रहे हैं। तो इसकी अब 2 पॉसिबिलिटीज है। सबसे पहले तो ये पूरा का पूरा CGI से बना हुआ वीडियो था, जो कि सोनी वालों को या मार्वल वालों को खुद भी नहीं पता था कि वो क्या रिलीज कर रहे हैं, एंड द एक्चुअल सूट इज कंप्लीटली इंटायरली डिफरेंट। या फिर दूसरी पॉसिबिलिटी ये है कि ये हमारा काट रहे हैं। पिक्चर में 2 अलग अलग सूट होंगे, जिसमें से एक हमको दिखाया गया और दूसरे की हल्की फुल्की झलक। एंड अगर तुम अभी तक रिकॉर्ड देखोगे ना, तो स्पाइडरमैन की जितनी भी मूवीज हैं उन सब में उसके पास 2 सूट रहे हैं। मतलब टॉम हॉलैंड वाली की बात कर रहा हूं मैं। ये वही खिलौने वगैरह बनाने में, मर्चेंडाइज सेल्स में हेल्प करता है, तो हो सकता है कि ऐसा कुछ हो मूवी में भी देखने को मिले। बट या फिलहाल के लिए कहीं से तो काटा जा रहा है। अब वो तुम डिसाइड कर लेना कहां से हो रहा है। नहीं, अपने क्रश के मैसेज चेक करने की बात नहीं कर रहा। वीडियो लाइक करो, जाओ। क्या कर रहे हो? जाओ, बाय।
Trident killers might be one of the most important things in all of Minecraft farm making. With the use of a trident killer, you can make any Minecraft mob farm fully AFK, as well as auto.
Hello everyone, Silent here and welcome back to another Bedrock Edition tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to build a very simple, really quick, advanced Trident Killer in your Bedrock Edition worlds. If you've built one of these before, you know just how good they are, and if you haven't, then you are in for quite the surprise. A Trident Killer is basically a fully automatic kill chamber that gets you the looting 3 effect on the mobs that are killed without the player having to do anything at all, and it also drops experience as well. A standard Trident Killer will make you stand next to it to collect the experience. However, this design delivers the experience and the drops directly to the player without you having to do anything at all. So you can have an entire series of these at various different mob farms, and they will all deliver experience directly to you. It is incredibly convenient and very nice for a ton of different applications. Trident Killers also work for just about every mob farm in the game, and they have so many uses. Despite the name Advanced, they are really easy to build and extremely cheap. There's basically no reason not to build these and attach it to your mob farm. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you might recognize my previous Advanced Trident Killer, and this is actually the version 2. Trident Killers don't necessarily rely on like a feature, so they do kind of break and change every few updates. So this is going to be our 3rd version of the Advanced Trident Killer. The reason why we need to make this one is nothing to do with the actual Trident Killer itself, but experience actually floats in water now, and if you want to automatically deliver the experience to the player, well, you gotta make some changes to make that happen. Overall, it's a pretty small little change, but this system is actually a lot better than the version 2. The version 2 uses a hopper minecart to collect the items, and then shoots that out using a dropper into your item streams. This version automatically drops all the items into the water streams, so it's never gonna get backed up no matter how many mobs you have in here. All the experience and items go directly into the same water stream, as you can see here. So it's significantly simpler, it's way easier to build, build, and it just works really, really well. In addition to that, we're also using an Impaling 5 Trident inside the build, so this is killing everything really quickly. As you can see, we're just dumping skeletons in here non-stop, and they are getting completely annihilated. There's always a little bit of confusion around Trident killers. This thing, it does not generate mobs. This is purely a kill chamber that you then hook up to an existing mob farm in your world. So if you've built yourself like a creeper farm, or a zombie, or a skeleton, or a spider farm, then you would build this as the kill chamber. This is purely to get rid of the mobs, give you the looting 3 effect, and give you the experience. This doesn't have anything to do with spawning them. So this Trident killer works for just about every mob in the game. I'll talk about the 3 main mobs that it doesn't work on a little bit later, but to demonstrate this, we got ourselves some drowned. Nothing too interesting there. Villagers, of course, because that's the only way for them to understand the pain that they have caused us. We also got spooters. Just completely destroy spooters. Like, they're just dead. Look at that. They're all dead instantly. Really good for spiders. Works, of course, for creepers as well. Those guys aren't too interesting, though. Works for witches, of course. Works for spooky, scary skeletons, as we've demonstrated pretty thoroughly. And, of course, it works for baby zombies. This version is completely baby zombie proof. You'll never have any baby zombies, baby piglins, or baby drowns escape this build, since we're using a trapdoor right there, and they cannot fit underneath that trapdoor. So you should never see any mobs escape this build. Now, surprisingly, this does also work for Ravengers as well, so you can use this in your raid farms if you feel like it, and this is also a really good Ravenger killer as well. It kills Ravengers within 3 to 5 seconds, simply due to that Impaling 5. If we didn't use Impaling 5, it would take about 14 or so seconds, so that is why you definitely want to use the Impaling. That being said, this farm is not perfect, so this will not work on really, really small mobs. Anything shorter than a baby zombie, like a cave spider, a bunny, or like a silverfish, for example, that's just going to fit right underneath that trapdoor and go into your kill area. Honestly, the only thing that you would want to use a Trident killer on out of the really short mobs is cave spiders, but those only come from cave spider spawners. If you have like a multi-spawner, you should really be sending all of your cave spiders into one main kill chamber anyway, so therefore you don't even need XP delivery, since you have to stand near the spawners to activate them anyway. You stand near the spawners, all the spawners go into a single kill chamber, you pick up the experience through the wall. You don't need an advanced Trident killer for cave spider spawners. As for guard drops for everyone else. And let's hop into the tutorial, shall we? For your convenience, there's going to be a full materials listed down in the description of the video. That way you know exactly what you need to build this Trident killer. You're going to need a 4 wide by 4 deep area, and this is going to be 4 blocks tall as well. Make sure you leave room for your water stream to deliver items and experience to wherever you AFK, and of course your storage system. If you're going to be using your Trident killer for spiders, Ravengers, or just mobs in general that really like to glitch through blocks, then you will want to have an additional ring of blocks all the way around the Trident killer, so you need a 6x6 area. For example, Ravengers and magma cubes and all those guys, they can glitch through like 3 or 4 blocks, so make sure you really put an extra layer of blocks. We're going to get started with a 2x2 of a packed ice in the middle of our build area. You can use blue ice if you want to, and this just helps our experience and drops escape the kill chamber and go into the water stream. Go ahead and surround that with solid blocks, but leave this block out right here, as that's where all of your items will be going into your water stream. We now want to install 4 pistons in each of these locations right here, solid blocks between all of those, of course, and then we're going to go ahead and put the observers in. So observer right there, observer in this location, observer right there as well, and observer right there. Basically, the butts of the observer should be right above all the pistons, and then of course you want a solid block above each of the pistons as well. You now want to go ahead and place a dropper right here. This is just going to help keep your mobs in because it's a full block, and also it conducts the signal from the observer. This is where the location of our on and off switch is going to be going as well, so just place a lever right there. We now want a repeater right here on 2 ticks, another repeater right here on 2 ticks, and then a repeater right here on 1 tick as well. We need all of these timings to be rather precise, that way all of the experience and drops can escape the kill chamber and go into our water stream. We now want to go ahead and put in ourselves a trapdoor right here, right below that observer, and that is going to keep all of the baby zombies inside of your farm. To start your water stream, all you want to do is place in some packed ice or blue ice right here in this area, and this is going to go off in whatever direction you want your your item and experience to go. I'm going to make this go straight by a couple blocks. And then, of course, you want to give this some walls as well. That way your water doesn't flood everywhere. Put in yourself a water source right beneath that trapdoor. And that is your water stream installed, of course. Now we need to go on the inside of the build and finally install our water for this build. So place in yourself a stair right there. Waterlog that. And then we're going to waterlog this piston as well. Be aware that that's going to cause water to spill out the backside. So you want yourself a block right there to hold that in. Click on the piston with a water bucket, and now that is waterlogged as well. Having both of these waterlogged is going to help keep this area very wet. That way everything dies with the impaling effect, and all of your items go into your water stream, of course. Now's a great time to surround the entire rest of the build in solid blocks in case you're dealing with mobs that really like to glitch out, or if you're just having issues with them escaping in general. And now you want to cover up all of the redstone with a layer of solid blocks, again, to keep things inside of your trident killer and keep them from escaping. And now you want to build up the drop chute above your trident killer to actually guide mobs into your build. Connecting this up your build. Connecting this up drops for everyone else. And let's hop into the tutorial, shall we? For your convenience, there's going to be a full materials listed down in the description of the video. That way you know exactly what you need to build this trident killer. You're going to need a 4 wide by 4 deep area, and this is going to be 4 blocks tall as well. Make sure you leave room for your water stream to deliver items and experience to wherever you AFK, and of course your storage system. If you're going to be using your trident killer for spiders, ravengers, or just mobs in general that really like to glitch through blocks, then you will want to have an additional ring of blocks all the way around the trident killer, so you need a 6x6 area. For example, ravengers and magma cubes and all those guys, they can glitch through like 3 or 4 blocks, so make sure you really put an extra layer of blocks. We're going to get started with a 2x2 of a packed ice in the middle of our build area. You can use blue ice if you want to, and this just helps our experience and drops escape the kill chamber and go into the water stream. Go ahead and surround that with solid blocks, but leave this block out right here, as that's where all of your items will be going into your water stream. We now want to install 4 pistons in each of these locations right here. Solid blocks, but leave this block out right here, as that's where all of your items will be going into your water stream. We now want to install 4 pistons in each of these locations right here. Here, solid blocks between all of those, of course, and then we're going to go ahead and put it right here, solid blocks between all of those, of course, and then we're going to go ahead and put the observers in. So observer right there, observer in this location. The observers in. So observer right there, observer in this location, observer right there as well, and observer right there. Basically, the butts of the observer should be right above all the pistons, and then of course you want a solid block above each of the pistons as well. As well, you now want to go ahead and place a dropper right here. This is You now want to go ahead and place a dropper right here. This is just going to help keep your mobs in because it's a full block, and also it conducts the signal from the observer. This is where the location of our on and off switch is going to be going as well. So just place a lever right there. We now want a repeater right here on 2 ticks. Now want a repeater right here on 2 ticks, another repeater right here on 2 ticks, and then a repeater right here. Repeater right here on 1 tick as well. We need all of these timings to be rather precise, that way all of the experience and drops can escape the kill chamber and go into our water stream. We now want to go ahead and put in ourselves a trapdoor right here, right below. We now want to go ahead and put in ourselves a trapdoor right here, right below that observer, and that is going to keep all of the baby zombies inside of your farm. To start your water stream, all you want to do is place in some packed ice or blue ice right here in this area, and this is